was laying down.
Girl, I was so nervous. I said I want to get a lady, and all I saw was, I don't know. Oh, okay. What's your name? Ring the phone up. Okay.
My name is Sade.
Sade, where you calling us from?
New York.
New York. How old are you?
I am 30. Just turned 30 in February.
She just turned 30 in February. She's from New York. Her name is Sade. This is Black Male Advice TV, the best channel on YouTube for reactionary videos, hands down. Make sure you get the likes up on the video, fam. Today's topic, what we're gonna deal with, is the subject of she's 30 and the kind of woman you don't want. Brothers, I'm gonna be doing a lot of reactionary videos, man, and dropping a lot of game for you brothers to understand how to move in these streets, as well as you sisters, so you can understand how to attract the right kind of guy. Because a lot of you are not in touch with reality. You are living in this matrix. And because of this, you let your whole life pass you by. You're extremely superficial. You just don't want to cooperate with the system. You get with all the wrong men, giving them everything in your life for free as a woman. And then when you reach a certain age, you want to do the right thing. And then when you try to do that, that don't work, because all of the guys that have been potentials in your past, now they step up their game and they realize that you're running the game. Now they don't want you. So let's take a listen to this. Listen to what she got to say. And then we're going to get back in and share our commentary as we go. Let's go.
When was your birthday?
February 8th. I'm an Aquarius.
She's an Aquarius. This is Sade, New York, 30, is an Aquarius. You have any kids?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Not ready.
Nope.
She have no kids, but I'm pretty sure she been around. Let's go.
Kids, what do you do for a living?
Say
Say again, sweetheart.
I've seen a lot of things.
What have you seen?
What she's seen is a lot of other women struggling as single moms, and her greatest fear is becoming that.
Just a lot with baby mamas and baby daddies, and I'm just like, no ma'am, no kids for me until I am ready and I find the right man.
Find the right man. Why? Because every single man she get with is no good. And this is the kind of woman you don't want. You get with this woman, brothers, you're gonna be on a bad list, because she already done dealt with multiple dudes. And every single guy she get with is no good. She will never have a good quality man. Just like many women today. Y'all think this is a joke when I make these videos, when I say that most women will be single for the rest of their lives. This is not a game. Because women are out of order and they really don't know what they're looking for. And they give the best years of their life to the worst possible man. And then by the time they start to wisen up and they hit into them 30s, all of a sudden now they want you good brothers to pay for the sins of all the other guys that did them dirty.
Until she finds the right man. Fair enough.
Until she find the right man, which will never happen, because most women like her really don't want the right man. They're going to continually choose toxic men.
Sade, what do you do for a living?
I work in the hospital as an NA.
She work in the hospital as an NA. Okay.
An NA at the hospital. This is Sade, 30, no kids. You say you had a birthday, so what zodiac sign are you?
Aquarius.
Aquarius, which is typically the kind of women that I always run into. It seems like every woman I run into is always an Aquarius, man. It's like just Aquarius be attracted. I think Aquarius and Gemini must make a perfect match or something. But this woman right here have too many problems to get with. I'm just letting you know for the record. Let's go.
She's an Aquarius. Oh, I wrote that down. An Aquarius. She lives in New York. No kids. What kind of man you looking for?
That's a great question. What kind of man you looking for? Because it seemed like she keep attracting the same kind of man that's no good. But let's just hear her explain herself right here.
I am looking for a man who has goals.
A man who have goals. Okay.
Knows what he wants.
A man who know what he wants.
He isn't a jealous person
He isn't a jealous person
because I do have a lot of talent.
because she have a talent. She's looking for a man that's not going to be jealous of her talent.
And what I've experienced with a lot of men is
What she experienced with a lot of men. You got to always peep the game, brothers. What she experienced with a lot of men. So if you get with her, understand she had experience with a lot of men.
they get jealous when
So she's saying that men get jealous because she has talent.
they see how talented I am.
So why would you brothers want to get with a woman that had experience with multiple men, and it seemed like every one of these guys that she'd been with, they all been jealous of her? Do you really think that it's the guys that are jealous? I don't think that it's the guys that are jealous. I think that she's getting with guys that actually have talent, and she's actually jealous of those guys because they do a better job. You always got to narrow it down, brothers. You always got to narrow it down. Anytime women talk about how the guys they get is no good, they're mama boys, they're bums, they don't have this, they're homeless. Anytime you see women literally put down every man they ever been with, you have to question the woman, because at this point, it can't be that all these guys are just sorry. There's something wrong with the woman who is making the choice to get with these men. Let's go.
So it's like I've always been in competition.
She always been in competition. Do you hear that, brothers? She always been in competition. The last thing you want, brothers, is to get with a woman that is in competition with you. That's what we don't need that. We don't need that, sisters. We don't need women that want to compete with us. We're men. You understand? Our job is to go out here and build. Our job is to go out here and work hard, to do things and work with our hands and work with our gifts and talents. That is what we're supposed to do as men. The last thing we need is to be in a competition with a woman who's supposed to be a helpmate. So she's basically saying that she was in competition with these particular guys. Let's go.
With the guy that I'm in a relationship with.
Wow.
So what's some deal breakers for you?
Let's hear her deal breakers, because it's interesting how women have all these deal breakers, but yet when us brothers talk about deal breakers, they want to get upset with us. Let's go.
Deal breaker is being a mama's boy.
Being a mama's boy. Out of everything in this world, her deal breaker with a man is being a mama's boy. Shame, guilt, insult, and need to be right. Kevin Samuels quote. You see that? Being a mama's boy. So what that says about her, it says that every guy she ever dealt with has been a so-called mama's boy. Now, the question that you really have to ask yourself is, are these men really, in fact, mama's boys, or the fact that she just can't tame these particular guys?
Definitely being a mama's boy. And it's not even the fact, it's being a mama's boy to the point that you're never around because you're with your mom. Or
Nah. We don't want to hear that. Because men are not around their mom all day. You understand? The problem is these guys just don't want her. Do you understand what I'm saying? See, let me get you, listen, I speak on this so many times, and it's like, ladies, just keep going through this, ladies. You're going to always be alone. You're going to always struggle when it comes to relationships. You know why? Because you don't want a quality man. You really don't. You love dealing with toxic men that treat you like trash. You love dealing with men that just use your body. You just love keeping your legs open for the whole world. And then when these guys do you dirty, you want to cry foul play that these are mama's boys. No, men are typically trying to get around women. Men are typically trying to smash. Men are typically trying to get involved with sisters. So I don't see how could you talk about these brothers that you dealt with are all mama's boys. Because if that's the case, then you chose nothing but mama's boys, and you haven't even learned your lesson yet. Because if you dealt with a man that was a mama's boy, you would have learned how he move in these streets. And then when you got with a next man, you would have known how to avoid it. So the way she's talking is as if though every man she ever got with is a mama's boy who don't want to be around her, but would rather be around his mom. Now, what kind of man is that? That's typically a man that lived with his mom. So what kind of guy are we dealing with here? We're not dealing with a guy that got his own crib. We're not dealing with a guy that got ambition. We're not dealing with a guy that got himself together. We're dealing with a man that lived with his mom in a basement somewhere struggling. And these are typically the kind of guys that these type of women love to get with. And then when things don't work out, they want to complain about the guy when they are the one who chose the guy, had sex with the guy, and in most cases have babies for these men. Let's go.
The time she could tell you one thing about a person, you won't like them.
No. See, here's the problem. These particular guys that she was with may have, in fact, a good mom, a mom who probably put them up on game concerning her. Because you know, brothers, when you have an actual good mother, she will gravitate towards a woman if she's the right kind of woman for you. She'll tell you, yeah, she's a good girl. You know, you should keep her. You should marry her. Typically, mothers that are seasoned, they know when there is a good woman around you. And they will also know when there's a woman around you that is no good. So she look at it like those boys or those men are mama's boys because they're listening to their mom. No, on the contrary, you have a lot of women out here that are mothers and they got sons. And when the sons bring the woman around, a lot of times the mother can pick up on things that the son may not be able to pick up on. And these brothers will pick up on the game and their mom will put them on game. It is what it is. It doesn't make them a mama's boy. It means that they're taking that advice from their mom concerning you because you are not a good woman. And that's the fact. That's why I said she's 30 and the kind of woman you just don't want, brothers. Let's get back into this.
Another deal breaker I have is, like I said, jealousy, being jealous of somebody's talents.
Why would a man be jealous of a woman's talent? That makes no sense. Like, for example, with me, I'm too talented to be jealous of another woman. Like, really, if anything, I'm trying to use my talent to improve the woman. And that's just real talk. Like, I don't really know about how other guys are, but like when I'm around women, right, I try to do my best to get to know the woman in hopes to improve her, to make her a better woman. You know what I'm saying? Try to use my gifts and talents to improve her. Now, the young lady on the screen, she can sing. You understand? She has a decent voice. She just needs some work. Now, she claimed that all the guys that she was with were into music and so forth, but I don't see how that's possible. I believe that those guys weren't really into music. They were just trying to use music to, I guess, get out of the hood, to become successful, but they really didn't have the love for music. In order to be into music, you have to have the love for it. And typically, if she had guys like that, those guys would help to build her and cultivate her talent to improve who she is. Because I went to her YouTube, I listened to a song she had. The song started off good, but then it went into a whole bunch of other stuff and it just threw me off. And again, she needs work. She needs to improve on the talent that she have and cultivate it to make it better. This is what a man brings to the table. A man will show a woman where her shortcomings is with her talent. The problem is that maybe these particular guys were very talented in music and they tried to improve her, or they tried to show her, look, baby, you need to do this. You shouldn't sing like that. That don't sound good. And she pretty much can't take criticism. That typically is what happens with a lot of music folks. Let's get back into this.
Their personality. Another one is being homeless.
She said she's pretty much not into guys that are homeless, but we know based on the facts that we just finished presenting that the guys that she got with, she chose to get with them. So how can she be against or claim that these guys are deal breakers if they're homeless? Because typically these women have their own crib. And as you know, modern women always invite men to come live at their house, even if these guys are homeless, because typically those are the guys they want. They want to be able to control the guy. So if the guy have no home, they'll make the guy stay by their house because they know that if they can control him with her crib and keep him under good manners, he will stay in the house. Remember, their goal is to keep the man locked up in the house so that he's unable to be in the street messing around with other women. Let's go.
You dated a guy that was homeless?
See, she did date a guy that was homeless. And this is why, brothers, this is the kind of woman you don't want. Why? Because they make all the wrong choices. And see, they make all the wrong choices with the worst possible men. And then what they want to do later down the road is make you brothers pay for all of these mistakes.
So the situation, I don't even, okay, so.
She's smiling because she know that she dated a guy that was homeless. Brothers, do you know how many guys out in these streets are actually really homeless? You know what I mean? This is no knock to any of you brothers that are homeless. You know what I'm saying? I feel for you brothers. You know what I'm saying? I know what it is like to be homeless. I know what it's like to not have nothing. I know what it's like to be hungry. I know what it's like to, have nobody there for you. I know about the streets. I've been there. I've been done that. I know what it is. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you have a lot of guys that are homeless that actually have relationships with women that actually have their own crib, job, and so forth. And these guys are homeless, fam. You know what I mean? They don't even got nothing going on right now. You know what I mean? But these women seem to be attracted to them no matter what, because that's just the way women are wired today. They deal with men that are either down on their luck, right? Or they blatantly just deal with a man knowing that he's all messed up in life and they're the one trying to build up the man. And then when things don't go their way, they try to shame the man because of his circumstances. When you know good and well that you found that man on the streets. You knew what you were getting involved in. So stop acting like you don't know what's going on. Look at her right now on the screen. Let's listen in.
Back in 2016, I dated this guy. And I found out he was cheating on me with.
See, once a woman talk about cheating on you, you got to leave her alone. I told you brothers 1,000 times that as men, we practice polygyny. As men, we practice polygyny, which means we can have more than one woman, right? Stop getting into relationships with women with this mindset of it's just you and her, and if you step out with some other woman that you're cheating. There's no such thing as cheating with me. When it comes to Ringo TV Raw, I will always have access of dealing with more than one woman and wifing up a sister. That is a fact. Do you understand me? That's just the way it is, fam. As brothers, you're supposed to have more than one wife. Go out there, meet women, deal with sisters, take them under your wing, and wife them up. You understand? There are too many women in this world for you brothers to be with one woman going through this type of headache, because this is what you're going to go through. You're going to get with a woman that's not going to be cool, and then she's going to talk all this crap about you cheating on her when this woman have already been around with other men, but she want to claim that you're cheating on her. No. 90% of the women you get with are not virgins, brothers. So why are you wasting your time trying to settle down with one woman, struggling, going back and forth with this nonsense about who's cheating on this and who's cheating on that? You're dealing with women that are hurt. You're dealing with women that are broken. So at the end of the day, that woman have to learn how to cooperate with you, especially if you're a good quality man. Women have to learn how to put away their emotions and cooperate. Life is too short. Life is too short for us to be playing this game when it comes to relationships. You brothers need to go out there and build with women, and you sisters need to go out there and build with a quality man and stop worrying about what other woman he got or what other wife he got. If you know that brother is a good man and he bring joy to your life, you better learn how to build with that man, because you're never gonna find a good man. Never. You're going to be up and down this block, searching and searching, always getting involved with a Pookie and Ray Ray, and you're never going to be happy. The weather is changing. It's about to get warm. You better get with a quality man. And it's just that simple. Let's go.
A girl who killed her husband because
now she's talking about a guy that was with a girl that ended up killing her husband. Okay.
She didn't have a place of her own.
So she didn't have a place of her own.
Because she was in one of the transitional houses. He did like the hobo thing, pretend you're asleep, and then, the person leaves you at work, and then all of a sudden they moving all their stuff into your house, and you're like, whoa.
So hold up. Let's get this straight. You had a guy living in your house, right? You went to work and you left him in your house, right? And then he went and he started to move all his things in your house. You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. You see what's going on here, right?
We never discussed this. This never happened. Like, why are you moving into my place?
You had him in your bed. You had him in your bed. See, this is what I don't understand about modern women. You'll allow a man to be sleeping in your bed, right? You'll allow him access to your vajayjay, right? And then when he moved his stuff in, you want to complain that we didn't speak about this while you're moving in? I think once he entered your body, he already moved in.
And I found out that he was cheating on me and he was homeless and he was waiting for the girl to get out of the transitional home so they could go buy a house together.
So he was with you, laying in your bed, getting free vagina, right? And you had no problem with that. But once you found out that he's homeless and he was waiting for the other woman to go do what they had to do so they could go buy a house, then, you know, with a woman that murdered her husband, right? So let me get this straight. So her and that guy are both struggling, but they're going to buy a house, right? The story really makes sense. You know, she don't got no money. He don't got no money. He's living with you, but they're going to buy a house, right? That's what you want us to believe, right? No, in order to buy a house, you have to have some income coming in, right? I mean, see, here's the problem, man. Listen, we're going to have to do some videos. I'm going to have some very, very serious discussions about life and how relationships will be able to prosper when people really get over all of this superficial stuff. Because a lot of you ladies and a lot of you brothers, you're all chasing after the wrong things. And this is why none of you are going to ever have success. Because the way society is set up right now, a lot of you are distracted by many different things. You're confused about a lot of things and you really don't know where you're going. But let's get back into this.
I had a very wild life.
Yeah, you definitely then had a very, very wild life. We know.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And what's sad about this is she's not a bad young lady. Like I said, you know what I'm saying? She can sing. She got some talent. She just needs to improve on her talent, improve on her works. She's not ugly. You know what I mean? She just need the right kind of guy in her life. At the end of the day, she just need the right kind of guy in her life. But the thing is, even if the right kind of guy come along, due to her mindset, brothers, it's going to be very difficult. So this is typically the kind of woman you don't want because her mind is already done set. And this is the problem when a woman reaching her 30s and 40s, typically their mind has already been made up to think a certain way. And you can't come in there and try to direct her at this point because she's already set in her ways.
Are they still together?
No, definitely not. And the funny thing is he actually...
When she's looking up, understand that she's lying. Just for the record, that like she's capping, she's making up this story as she goes, because when she asks, are they still together, she had to look up to think about it.
This happened in 2016. Now
she's scratching her ears on the side. That means she's lying. When you see people do this type of stuff, fam, this is all body language. You got to recognize the game. Let's go.
22. He actually sent me, Kendra, when I say he sent me $50. Through Cash App. I don't even know how he found my Cash App. He sent me $50 and was like, because I still want to see you win. Because I design clothes and stuff. I'm very artistic. And he was like, I still want to see you win. And be
he may have found your Cash App from your YouTube or your Instagram. That's how he found it. Let's go.
That's why I'm like, looking at the $50, I didn't even respond. I took the $50 though. Thank you. But you could have sent more because for all the trauma and the pain that you sent me through, you definitely owe me more than $50.
So he owe you more money because of the trauma and pain that he put you through? You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up. So you didn't put him through no trauma. You didn't put him through no pain. So he sent you $50, but you took his money. You could have sent him the Cash App back and said, look, I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You could have did that. You do realize that you could have just sent him back the money. See, this just shows that she's selfish, fam. You know the guy's homeless. He could use that $50. So why you took the Cash App? You could have sent him back the $50 with a little note. You know how you do on Cash App where you can send a little note? You could have sent back the $50 and said, look, leave me alone. But no, you took his money. That's sad. And see, women laugh at stuff like this, but this is really not funny because it just goes to show that when you deal with women, this is what you're going to deal with, brothers. This is why I said she's 30. You know what I'm saying? Despite what her situation is, she's the kind of woman you really don't want to get with because you're going to have nothing but problems. Again, you may end up having sex with her. You know what I mean? You may end up hollering. You may end up having sex, but the relationship is really not going to go nowhere. This is what's happening with a lot of men today. So you have a choice. You can either Go out there, find yourself a quality woman, or you're going to be like one of these guys on YouTube who just teach brothers to pump and dump, catch and release, and all of this other nonsense. All of those brothers are going to hell, into the lake of fire and brimstone. At the end of the day, a lot of you brothers have to understand that when we go out here pumping and dumping women, right? Catching and releasing, and we're following all of this horrible advice from black men who claim they follow the Bible. You must understand that the majority of these men are going to be in the lake of fire and brimstone. They're going to be there. They know that, but they don't care. You have a lot of guys who believe that hell is going to be like this great place where everybody's going to be partying and dancing. It's going to be a lot of weeping and gnashing with teeth. Let's go.
Oh, God. I agree. Goes for $150. I want to go back to what you said with the guys you date you're always in competition. You're always in competition. How?
Well, I like to say my genius area is art. I'm very artistic in every way. I sing, dance, play instruments, write music, design clothes. So a lot of the guys I would date would be guys that were into the stuff that I'm in, because it's a lot easier when you have somebody who's into the things that you're into. So a lot of the guys I did date were also into music, and I had dealt with a lot of them for a long time. I thought that my music wasn't good, but lately I've been stepping out of my comfort zone and letting people hear my music, and they're just like, why have you been sitting on this music for so long? You need to go. Well, I was like, well, my ex is always set. And they're like, you're really going to listen to a man who is probably jealous of you.
See, she's listening to other people who's telling her that the guys are jealous of her, which mean that she don't have no knowledge that these men are jealous of her. She's listening to other people. Big mistake. Because the person who is typically telling you this is the person that want to take advantage of you. Because here's the thing, they see your talent and they're saying to themselves, I can take advantage of this woman and make money off of her. So what I'm going to try to do is sever her from the relationship with that guy so I can have total control over her. So she's being manipulated by someone. You understand? She have no indication that this man or men have ever been jealous of her. She has been always insecure about her music, her singing abilities, and so forth, which is typical of most music people. They feel insecure sometimes about their music. They don't think they're that good or whatever. And typically somebody have to come along, hear their sound, and tell them something positive in order for them to get out there and really do their thing. And for whatever reason, she's taking advice from people that's telling her that the man you're with is jealous of you and he's trying to hold you back, when in all actuality, that may not even be the case. Let's go.
So I dealt with that.
You're an artist too?
Yes. Not professionally or anything. It's I write music to get through my emotions. That's everybody's been through a lot or whatever, you got to find a way to release that emotion from, going crazy and stuff. So I write music, not just lyrics. I do instrumentals. I do like the whole nine.
So she's basically saying she's a producer, beat maker, and she could sing and so forth. So when you got with these particular men, how could they be jealous if they're doing the same thing? It just doesn't make any sense. Just stick to what you do what you do, and it'll prosper in due time. You know what I mean? But to be focused on who's jealous of you and all of the stupid stuff, it's just a waste of time. It's bad energy.
And that's the way I deal with getting through everyday life.
Now think about it. She do her music to get through everyday life. It's similar to Mary J. Blige. Every song that Mary J. Blige ever made, always been this, she's fallen down, broken, insecure, and if you look at her life, you see the very same results. And this is typical of a lot of women that deal with a lot of hurt, pain, baggage, and a lot of mess that's inside of their heart.
Okay, this is Sade in New York 30, Aquarius.
You could see in her eyes the hurts and the pains, brothers. This is the kind of woman you don't want. Let's go.
No kids, an NA at the hospital, and also an artist. When was your last relationship, Sade?
My last relationship was in 2018.
Okay.
Her last relationship was in 2018. We're in 2022, fam. Think about that.
Answer this question. When was the last time you was intimate with a guy?
When was the last time you was intimate with a guy, Sade? When was that?
The last time I was intimate in a guy was in July of 2021.
So over, like last year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Last year. But she said her last relationship was in 2018, right? But she's still out here having sex. Okay.
Okay. So Sade, does the guy have to look a certain way?
Yes. He has to at least look presentable. There's people that just walk around and it's just like, do you care about yourself? And it's like,
See, she's walking around with Pookie and Ray Ray, who most likely got his pants sagging. He looking like trash. And those are the kind of guys she always dealt with. But all of a sudden now, she want a guy that actually dressed nice. You see what I mean?
as long as you walk around neat, have a neat persona, and it matches your personality, because some people, they do have like a clean dress code, and then it's just like, what's going on here with your personality? But as long as you have a neat persona, you dress good, you're not dirty, no sagging pants, that kind of thing. Look like you're going somewhere in life.
Okay. Does he have to make a certain amount of money?
Yes. I will not.
Do you see what you got to deal with, brothers? You got to make a certain amount of money to deal with her. This is why relationships can't go nowhere, because we're all focused on the wrong things, man. We really don't know how to build. We really don't know how to build, man. We're so superficial, it's unbelievable.
Date a broke man at all.
So you can't date a broke man at all, but you was dating broke men before. And I can't stand when women say they won't date a broke man and they just put the man down like he don't have no potential. And then that guy end up turning out later on in life becoming extremely successful, and now you want to hit him up. But you didn't want him when he was broke, but now you want him because he got money now.
And that is the reason. The reason for that is because dating broke men or men that made less than me, and I know a lot of people are going to jump in the comments and be like, well, as NA, you don't make that much money. But baby, I'm in New York. I probably make a lot more money than the people down south. But the thing that I found with broke men is that 99% of the time they are going to be jealous of you because they are broke and they can't provide for you and they can't do.
If you're making money and you're providing for yourself, then why you want them to provide for you? See, this is the problem and the confusion with modern women. They talk about how much money they got. They talk about all this other junk, but yet they want to call men broke because these men are down and out. But if you're independent and you already done make money, then you're taking care of yourself. So why are you worrying about them? You're independent, remember? See, the truth of the matter is modern women are trying to compete with men, and they don't want to admit that. Nobody's jealous of you, girl. Nobody is jealous of you. When a guy get with a woman, he's not counting her pockets. So it's sad that women count men pockets. You should be trying to get with a brother that is quality so you can build with one another. That's the goal of life.
What a man is supposed to do. So that messes with their self-confidence. And then when you have a lot of confidence and they see you going after everything that you wanted to go after.
But you haven't reached anything that you're going after. You're still struggling to get to where you have to go because you got no head covering you. And you're constantly dealing with men that are no good because your mind is out of tune with reality. You need to sit down and understand true purpose and understand your role as a woman. If you don't know your role as a woman, you're never going to attract a quality man. That's just the way it goes.
After, despite all the times that you were knocked down, you get back up and you're still chasing your dreams and making things happen. They start looking at themselves like, well, what in the world?
No, see, this is a problem. You're dealing with men that are no good, and then you're trying to shame them as if though they're competing with you. You get with men that are down and out. It is not like you got with a man that was successful. Every single man you got with was no good. And you're using your job as a way to compete with these men. Just because you have a job today does not mean you're going to have a job tomorrow. Never base your value on your job. Base your value on who you are as an individual. And as a woman, you should never be in competition with a man. You're supposed to be his helpmate. You're supposed to be an assistant, one who help that man. And see, this is the problem with BWs. They don't know how to be helpmates, and this is why they only become sex mates. Because they don't know how to be helpmates. Let's go.
You know, I can't be with somebody who makes less than me.
You can't be with someone who makes less than you, and this is why you're 30 and will always be alone. Because you're focusing on money.
After having that experience.
After having that experience, brothers, this is why this is the kind of woman you don't want to deal with. Why? Because they give the best years of their life to Pookie and Ray Ray, and once they have those experience, any guys that come afterwards have to pay for the sins of other men.
Oh, so because they were saying, didn't you date a guy that was homeless?
Right, you dated a guy that was homeless, but now you hear capping and talking all this crap like you got morals and values all of a sudden. See, this is the problem. Once they hit them 30s and them 40s, all of a sudden now they start to want to do the right thing, but it's too late because now guys already peeped the game. You gave all these other brothers vagina for free. You had them living in your bed for free. You had them moving in your house for free, but now all of a sudden now you don't date broke men.
So you're saying because of those...
I did not know he was homeless at the time because that guy...
You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up.
We did date prior to us getting...
Date mean have sex.
Back together. That was the second time we got back.
She was not dating to become a wife. She was just with a guy to have sex. Let's go.
Together. When I dated him the first time, he had an apartment. He was a manager.
You didn't say that he had an apartment. You said that he was with a woman that was at some sort of housing or some sort of thing, waiting to get some house so they could buy a house together. Stop lying. Get your story right. Now you saying he had an apartment now.
At a store and everything. So, everything was good. But, I realized that a lot of times when men come back, and I think a lot of females need to hear this because they be running around, oh, my ex still obsessed with me.
Don't try to talk about what women need to hear when you need to be getting some counseling. You ain't in no position to try to counsel none of these women out here when you a mess.
Always come back. A lot of times these men do not come back because they actually care for you or they love you.
Well, of course, they come back because they want to smash, fool. You let them in for free. Once he got that vagina for free, fam, it don't even make no sense you play hard to get because he already got the box. Like real talk.
Or they just think that they missing out on something. A lot of times it's because they found out the person that they were with really isn't shit. Sorry, excuse me.
No, that's not what it is. Because see, here's the thing. She's trying to say that the guy, after he went out there, found out that whatever woman he was with was no good. He trying to come back to her as if though she's a good woman. Well, if that was the case, why he's not with you right now? See, all of you ladies just get played because you continually choose Pookie and Ray Ray.
Or they done fell into some type of mishap.
No, not no mishap. You found him homeless. That's how you found him. You knew what it was, and you had him living in your house. Surely, by him living in your house, you knew he didn't have no place to stay, so stop the cap.
And they're like, well, I know this person always cared for me, and I'm going to come back because I know I could get what I...
Well, we know you're an Aquarius. I know Aquarius women. You know what I'm saying? I have an Aquarius woman, so I know Aquarius women. I continually attract Aquarius women. Aquarius women are very, very giving and very, very loyal. I know how they move. They will give, and they can't say no. I know how Aquarius women is. They'll give. They have a hard time saying no. I know how it is. So you took that guy in because of your heart, right? And whatever the case is, but he was no good. That's the problem. You chose the wrong kind of guy. Let's rewind back that tape. Let's hear this thing again, y'all. Let's go.
A lot of times when men come back, and I think a lot of females need to hear this because they be running around, oh, my ex still obsessed with me. He always come back. A lot of times these men do not come back because they actually care for you or they love you or they just think that they missing out on something. A lot of times it's because they found out the person that they were with really isn't shit. Sorry, excuse me. Or they done fell into some type of mishap. And they're like, well, I know this person always cared for me, and I'm going to come back because I know I could get what I want from this person.
See, this is typical of what women do once they've been around the block, once they've been hurt 1,000 times, once a bunch of guys did them dirty. All of a sudden now they want to give women advice when they really still are going through the same drama. You understand? So it took you going through all of that, and now you figure you got it all figured out now? No, because you're still single. You still got no man. Why? Because you really don't know how to vet a man. You really don't know how to get to know a man because you have never sat down and actually count the costs. Let's go.
Because of how much she cared for me, I could always go back, and I could always go back and use her.
The question you have to ask yourself is why you care so much about a guy that you feel don't have anything. Why do you care so much about a guy who is so-called homeless? Why do you care so much about a guy that don't even fit your requirements? But now in today's day, you're expecting a guy to make a lot of money. You're expecting him to have a certain status. You're expecting him to have all of these different things. But those previous guys that you were with, you gave them the best years of your life when they weren't even required to do anything. And I think that is unfortunate that a lot of ladies out here in today's day are expecting you brothers to go through hell and hot waters to provide all these different things. You got to have all of these materials. You got to have cars, homes, great credit, all of these different things, all this material stuff before you can get with her. And when you get with her, there really is nothing there because these women are not even trying to build a relationship. They're not trying to be wives. So what exactly are you brothers striving for? I'll tell you, just to have sex. Why go through all of that just to have sex with a woman that really don't even respect or care about you? Brothers, you decide.
Oh, okay. So now what's the lowest a guy can make to date you?
Notice that. What's the lowest a guy can make? Think about this, brothers. You're getting with a woman who is judging you by your wallet.
I would say as long as...
What does your wallet have to do with getting with a woman? See, ladies, this is why you're single today, because you get with men based on how much money they make, not realizing that you need to find a guy that, number one, have good morals, good values, and good character, right? Once you find a guy that have that, and you realize that he had that potential to be successful, that is when you gravitate towards that brother. It has nothing to do with how much money he make. It has to do with where that brother is going in life. And that is something you ladies will never figure out because you never had a father in your life that was going anywhere. And because of that, you were around women that were gold diggers that was only interested in a man's wallet. And because of that, you were trained to judge a man's character based on the amount of money he have. Let's go.
I don't have a number. As long as he's able to take care of himself.
As long as he's able to take care of himself, which means all the previous guys that she dealt with weren't able to take care of themselves. Right? So she grew up taking care of men. Why? Because she was trained by her mom on how to be a mom to men. And this is typical of what modern BWs do. They're always taking care of another man. They're not helping the man to be a better man. Instead, they're trying to take care of the man as his mommy. See, ladies, this is not about you putting brothers down. This is about you recognizing that your job as a woman is to be a helpmate. You understand? So it's funny to me that in today's day, now you're requiring a man to be able to take care of himself. I think everybody should be able to take care of themselves. Right? But you're saying it as if though all these men are just no good. So the question is, why is it that you seem to always attract and get with men that can't take care of themselves? See, the problem is not the men. The problem is the women. The problem is the women, brothers. These women don't know what they got, and they don't even know what they have, and they don't even know where they're going, and they always choose toxic men. This is why they have these problems.
He's able to pay all his bills. He don't have to ask me for money.
So if he don't have to ask you for money, then you shouldn't be able to ask him for money. Let's just keep it 1,000, ladies. It don't make no sense. See, this is the problem right here. Women want guys that make a certain amount of money, right? They claim they need a man that's on their level. They need a man that can take care of himself, a man that can do this, a man that's not going to ask them for anything. Okay, brothers, we need to have the same type of mindset when we get with women. When you get with a woman, don't take her out on no dates at all, right? She shouldn't ask you for anything, right? She shouldn't do this. She shouldn't come to you for nothing. Now think about that. Let all of that make sense. Let's do all the calculations. What kind of relationship is that? That sounds like one big mess. A relationship is supposed to be about you both sharing with one another. It's about equal exchanging of resources, love, companionship, and so forth. But see, the modern BW, when she get into a relationship with a man, she don't want you to ask her for nothing, but she's expecting you to have all of this money that she could gain access to. Now let that make sense. Is that the kind of woman you brothers want to wife up? A woman that don't want you to ask her for nothing, but she want you to be there to provide everything for her? Then what's the point of her talking about what job she have or what money she have if she's not trying to help you at all? Think about that, brothers. Let it make sense. Let's go.
I'm fine with that.
Okay. Do you want the guy to be in New York?
Yes.
To all the guys in New York, beware of this particular woman because this is a problem. Again, a lot of times these women, they'll be fairly attractive. You know, they'll be decent looking. I ain't saying she's super gorgeous, but she's not an ugly lady. You understand? She's decent. You can work with her. The problem is she's misguided. And that's a problem with a lot of sisters out here. And think about it. She's in New York, which means I can easily find this particular sister. But at the end of the day, her mind is wrong, man. Her mind is set to think a certain way. And that's going to be a problem for a lot of us guys. She's not coming to the table with the mindset of being a helpmate. She's not coming to the table with the mindset of being a wife. She's coming to the table to look for a man that's going to take her out, that's going to spend money. And the thing is, brothers, when you spend this particular money, you're really not getting nothing in return. And that's bad news. Let's go.
Most definitely.
Okay. Can he have children?
No.
See, you can't have children. If you get with this particular woman, she already made up her mind, you can't have no children. So the majority of you brothers out there that got children, you already done disqualified because in her mind, you're not required to have any children. Now, what if us brothers decide and say, you know what? We don't want no woman that is not a virgin. Then what? You see that? You see how that works? See, this is why more of us brothers have to get with the mindset of setting standards so that when women come in your world, they understand how you move. This woman is saying that if you're a man and you have children, that you're not qualified to get with her, even though she had other men and was intimate with other men. And these men didn't have to pay for anything. They got all access for free. But you can't have no kids. Now imagine a lot of the guys today that would say, look, I'm not messing with no woman if she have kids. Think about that. Think about all of those women are going to be there alone for the rest of their lives. This woman believes because she have no kids that she don't want to get with a guy that have kids, not realizing that men are supposed to have more than one wife, which means most likely the average brother most likely have one or more children that is out here in this world. But for some reason, they don't get that. They don't think that that's possible for you brothers to have that. Let's go.
Mm-mm. I would not be a man with kids.
Wow.
No man with kids.
Why she don't want to deal with no man with kids? Because of her family and the drama and the issues that they have. Listen in.
What's the age range you want to date?
I'm 30, so I would say.
She would say what? What she would say? What would she say? Because this ain't making no sense. Let's hear what she got to say, because this is crazy, man.
Do I want to go lower? The lowest I will go is 28, and the highest I will go is about 36, maybe.
None of this stuff make any sense. The lowest she will go is 28. The highest she will go is 36, and she's already 30. Does that make sense? See, a lot of women don't realize that there is really no such thing as picking an age for a man. A man is supposed to be mature, bottom line. Right? And the age have nothing to do with this. Because these women are typically picking men based on their age, and she's not looking at the maturity level of these particular brothers. And this is why women like her will always end up being that side piece, the type of woman that just get in bed with a man, and then he just end up doing his thing, having his way, and then he let her go her way. And it's sad because a lot of women are in this category.
36? Okay. So 28 to 36. Okay, this is Sade in New York. The guy got to be in New York. She's 30 in Aquarius. She has no kids. You can't have any kids. She's an NA at the hospital. She'll date 28 to 36. She's also a rapper. Sade, why do you think you're single?
Not a rapper. Well, I do rap, but I'm more of a singer.
Okay, give me 20
I don't
seconds.
consider myself a rapper.
Give us 20 seconds of you singing.
Okay, I will tell you that I love you tonight. Cause I know that I got time on my side. We're going where you leave it so soon.
Okay, you do all of that, but can you cook a hot meal, fam? I get it. I get it. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, us brothers are looking for a wife. You know what I mean? And singing is nice. Talent is cool. I'm not hating on none of that stuff. But with all of that, you might get some praises, some claps, and all of that other stuff. But you've been through all of these different relationships with all of these guys, and yet nothing still came about it. because you're hiding behind talent. And the thing is, when you get with a man, you don't want him to groom you because, see, a lot of women, they have to be groomed to be wives. If you're not in that position of being a wife and you're focused on, being a singer, you're working in a hospital, you're not prepared to be a wife. You're really not. Because your goals is all mixed up. It's like the relationship have to be number one. And I believe that women of all supposed to be in preparation to be a wife, and they're just not. They're just in preparation to become either single mothers or just jump off side pieces at the end of the day. And it's really sad. Let's get back into this thing, y'all. Let's go.
Hey.
Thank you.
See, she's all excited when she says thank you and you're doing good and you can sing. It makes her smile. It makes her get happy. But at the end of the day, she still don't have a man. Why is that? Why is that? Because she never had a quality man in her life. And see, when you have a quality woman, right, she come to the table with everything that is needed to sustain that man and make him a better man. See, if I was particularly with a sister like that and she have potential to sing, right, I would make sure that, number one, that she's groomed to actually be a wife. And then we would work on her singing skills to perfect what she have. You know what I mean? And her goals would be readjusted because her goal is to, number one, to please me and make sure that she's catering to me. That's number one. I'm not looking for a career woman. I'm not looking for a woman that's out the house all day. That's not what I'm into. You know? See, a lot of us, we really don't know how to live life. We only have a short time on this planet, man. And a lot of us are frustrated. It's either we're a slave at a job, working 24 hours a day, doing what we hate, or we're going to have to make up our mind to get our life in order to do what we love and live free. A lot of us are not free. I'm telling you. A lot of us are literally living in the matrix as slaves in a testing tube. Let's go.
All right, Sade, why do you think you're single?
I'm single because
You're single because you don't know how to be a wife.
I've been picking the wrong men.
See, she says she's been single because she's been picking the wrong men. So what does that mean? Does that mean that all of these men are bad, or do it mean that you are bad? See, that's the problem. She's the one that's picking all of these particular men. She's picking the bad men. So it's not that these men are just bad. It's not that black men are bad. She chose the wrong men. And now that she's 30, right, she's expecting a good guy to come along and do the right thing, when typically she's going to continue to make the same bad choice, choosing bad men.
Honestly say that a lot of women want to act like nothing, but I could honestly say I've been picking the wrong men, which is why I took some time out to take some classes, about relationships.
You could take all the classes you want. Those classes not teaching you anything. And see, this is the problem with modern women. You want to go out here taking classes and doing this and doing that, trying to see if you can get a man. You ain't going to get no man that way. Because these guys out here is not looking for none of that mess. You taking classes from other women that don't even have a man. How you gonna take classes from another woman that don't have no man, that's struggling in these streets trying to find a man? Lady, you're gonna have to sit down and you're gonna have to take some notes. The reason why you don't have no man is because you don't have the home training on how to be a wife, because your mom wasn't a wife. You understand? And because you're superficial and haughty and materialistic, you will never find a man, because you're judging a man's character based on his wallet. And I'm here to tell you that a brother can have money or have no money. The problem is not the money, fam. The problem is getting a man of good character, a man that have the ambition to go to the next level. Once that brother can find a quality woman and he's on his way, that is when things will start to fall into place. And a lot of you sisters are missing out on your opportunity to get with a good man because you're giving the best years of your life to Pookie and Ray Ray. And it's sad.
And knowing your self-worth, really understanding what a high value man is, understanding what your worth is as a woman and what you can bring to the table as a woman, which a lot of women need to realize.
When it comes to this table, we're not talking about money and we're not talking about sex. To everybody that's in the clouds, to everybody that's in the chat, anytime you hear the table, anytime you hear this talking nonsense of what you bring to the table, I want each and every last one of you to take off your money and sex. Take off money and sex. So if you're a lady, I don't want to hear about your sex and I don't want to hear about your job. If you're a brother and we're talking about what you bring to the table, I don't want to hear about your money. I don't want to hear it. What kind of substance do you bring? If you ask the average person, they have no substance. So the truth of the matter is the majority of women and the majority of men bring absolutely nothing to the table because none of them have what it takes to build a quality relationship. And that's the truth. Everybody is hiding behind money. Everybody's hiding behind status. You both have to learn that it's about substance and purpose.
That when you get yourself together and you really know your self-worth, you will become the head of the table. You know,
the head of the table. She believes she's the head of the table, y'all. Could you believe that mess?
so
You want to be the head?
and a lot of
You want to be the head of the table?
I am the head of the table.
You are the head.
You see what we got to deal with, brothers? She believed that she is the head of the table. Listen, brothers, this is the kind of woman you don't want. Again, you know what I'm saying? She's a fairly attractive sister. Again, her mind is not right, you know, because typically I don't look for the most attractive, super duper model type sisters. I look for women that have potential. And when I look at her, it's just sad because there's so many sisters out here, so many BWs that are literally going to waste because they have this mindset. You understand? They have this kind of mindset. It's impossible for us brothers to build with these women because they're superficial, man. It's like she believes she's the head of the table. That's what she believes, fam. Let's go.
The table. So when you're with a
Yes,
guy,
I'm an investment. I am an investment.
She says she's an investment. So let's look at what we're investing into, brothers. We're investing into a woman that already done been with multiple men, right? All of these guys had nothing to do in terms of paying for anything. These guys got sex for free. They were having free housing, everything they got for free, right? And now she's requiring that a guy, if he want to get with her, he have to make a certain amount of money. He have to have all these different things in order because she's the head of the table and she's an investment. So what return are you getting if you invest in her?
I need to, when they say secure the bag, I am the bag.
Wow, she is the bag.
What?
You can't make this up, people. You can't make this up, fam. She's the bag now. She's the table. She's the head of the table. She's the bag. And you brothers have to invest in her. But the sad part and the sad reality is you're not getting nothing in return.
so with the guy, are you still the head of the table?
Yes, I would say I'm still the head of the table.
Do you see what we got to deal with, brothers? Do you really think this woman is going to be a good wife to you? No, absolutely not. And for all you ladies that are in the clouds, I hope that you're learning from this. I hope that you're learning this is not what you want to be because you're going to be single for the rest of your lives. Us brothers we're not looking for this kind of mess, fam. We're not. This type of stuff is disappointing, man. Because see, the problem is a lot of times us brothers will look at you and we'll like, okay, this sister look cool. She look cute, whatever the case is. I could work with her. You know what I mean? And then when we start hearing you talk, it's like, really? Really? We don't want to have nothing to do with you at that point. And for the most part, if you get with the wrong man, once he hear you talk like this, he's going to pump and dump you. You know what I mean? I don't promote the pump and dump, but at the end of the day, brothers are going to do that to you, fam. Like you're going to get wasted out here because of your personality.
I think in a relationship, a man provides, yes. And some would think that a man is the head of the table because he provides. But
once she says but, it just canceled out everything.
Woman, she's the whole package.
The women is the whole package. But it's interesting because other people done unlocked and unwrapped your package.
If you really look, it's always the woman that's protecting the man.
You're protecting the man, really? Really? So a burglar or breaking the house, you're protecting me? We out in the street and somebody want to flip out. You're going to jump in front of the gun, right? She just said that it's the woman that's protecting the guy.
Spiritually, and I think that's very...
How are you protecting me spiritually when you don't even know the Most High and you don't pray? It's funny how everybody want to be spiritual, fam. And the thing is, a lot of these modern women today, they're really not spiritual. They're dealing with a lot of satanic things, a lot of witchcraft. They're into Egyptology. They're into a whole host of other stuff. They got idols all over their body, tattoos all over their body. It's one big mess. They got the tarot cards. They're talking to demons. They have spell books all over the place. Brothers, be very careful out here.
Very important to know how to protect your man spiritually. In any relationship, you could go up to...
How are you protecting a man spiritually, lady, when you had a bunch of different men and none of those guys are with you? How are you protecting them spiritually? You're not protecting nobody because you're not even protected. The man is the head of the house, not you. The man is the head of the woman, not you. You're not no head of no man. See, this is what I mean. Everything is out of whack in today's day.
Any couple, especially a married couple that has survived marriage, and ask them, what has your wife done for you late? And he'll be like, oh, it was always my wife saying, I feel this about this person, or I felt this about this situation. And 99% of the time, she was the one who saved him from making dumb choices.
So she helped him from making dumb choices, but you made dumb choices your whole life. You're 30 years old. You made all these choices with all of these guys that had nothing. You picked up homeless guys, all sorts of problems, right? And for whatever reason, you're talking about you as a woman are there to help and pray for a man and be there spiritually to guide him from making dumb decisions, but you made nothing but dumb decisions your whole life. And us brothers are to invest in that when clearly you show no results of a woman that got her life in order.
Okay, you backed up your theory. I like it.
How could you like it, fam? The woman is literally out of order.
Now, what is a high value man in your eyes?
See, again, this high value man nonsense. We're back to this nonsense that KS literally pushed throughout these YouTube streets. And now all these women out here are looking for high value men now. Not realizing that a high value man is not looking for a wife. He's just looking for some tail at the end of the day.
A high value man is a family man.
A family man? How come none of the guys you had are family men? You see what I mean? Let's go.
He's not out in the streets.
He's not out in the streets, but you found a homeless guy. Right? A homeless guy that also had another woman on the side. But you said that they're not in the streets. Okay.
He's taking care of business.
He's taking care of business, but these guys was living in your house. See, she's not practicing any of the things that she's talking about, fam. Let's go.
He isn't out here pow pow, I want to shoot up everybody.
But that's what you allow men to do to your body. See, she's basically saying that a high value man is not out here with multiple women, but when you really think about it, high value men have access to multiple women. You understand? Again, brothers, if you get with a sister, if the sister is not down with polygyny, you need to let her go because you're wasting your time. You're dealing with a woman that is emotionally insecure. She's going to bring you down because she's going to constantly be worrying about who you're cheating with. And I don't got time for none of that mess. I'm a man. I'm supposed to go out here. I'm supposed to build. If I gravitate towards a sister and I liking this sister and I'm loving this sister, that sister's going to be my wife. And it's just that simple. I could care less how a woman feel about that. At the end of the day, I am a man. First, a man. And it is what it is. As a man, your job is to love women. As a man, your job is to love more than one woman. You're not supposed to be down with just one woman. A woman is supposed to build with you. You are the seed carrier. You are the one that builds civilizations. You understand? If you put 30 men, 30, just 30 men, just leave 30 men in New York and leave them with all the women that are in New York. Those 30 men can literally repopulate the entire state. Do you understand me? They could get every woman in the state pregnant. Just those guys. We'll have thousands upon thousands of children every single year. Every year, thousands upon thousands. Do you think a woman can do that? If you take 30 guys and leave them there and see if these women can multiply with those, no, it's not going to happen. With one guy, it's not going to happen because she only have one womb. Do you understand? She can only bring forth one baby at a time. And it is what it is. Women were never created to have multiple men. Nope. It doesn't work that way. That being said, let's get back into this. You already done know.
Hanging off the behind. He knows that his downfall is going to come from the type of woman that he's with.
Yeah. which is you. See, a guy that is truly a high value man recognizes that his downfall will come with the type of woman he get with, which is typical of what's going on with Will and Jada Smith. So if a guy get with this particular woman here, please understand, brothers, that will be the result of your downfall because she is not built to be a wife. It's just that simple. Again, she's fairly attractive, decent looking. She seemed to have, talent. She might have a very caring heart because I know she's an Aquarius. I know Aquarius women. I know how they are. At the same time, she's set in her ways. A woman like that got to really show you that she's true. Just by listening to what I'm hearing from this particular video, that's not the kind of woman that I would recommend you brothers look for, DM, check out, nothing, because she's set in her ways and she has certain type of standards that are literally, it doesn't even make any sense, especially considering the fact that she dealt with guys in her past that didn't even measure up to those standards. But now all of a sudden she want guys to measure up to a certain standard when she really have no standards herself. And if a guy was to come in and say, look, I understand you got these new standards that you're looking for, but guess what? I'm requiring a woman that's going to rock her natural hair. Is she going to be down to make that change? See? I'm requiring a woman that's a virgin that never been with a man. Are you that? See, this is the problem with modern women. They want to have a book full of things that they expect us brothers to have and do, but yet when we require certain things, now they want to cry foul play and say that we are playing games. And then they try to shame you into thinking, well, you need to like me for me, but yet they're not liking you for you.
And he's not out here chasing any and every woman. He's going to
see, these women want you to be locked down to them. And I'll be darned if I'm going to be sitting there with one woman struggling when she is not even living and providing and doing all the things that a wife is supposed to do for me. I'm not going to be tolerating that. As a man, if a woman is not down with polygyny, you need to just let her go. And you brothers need to stop faking the funk, getting with women, playing this little game. You need to make a woman know straight up and down that you practice polygyny and you're feeling her and you're trying to build. If that woman is not in tune with building with a man, you need to leave that woman alone because she's selfish and she's only thinking about herself. She's not thinking about you. She's not thinking about growing. You got to understand that, brothers.
Be straightforward with you. He's going to have his goals in place. He's going to know what he wants, and he's going to know.
Yeah, he's going to know what he wants. So if I know I want more than one wife, you got to respect that. And if you don't respect that, then you don't respect me. It's just that simple. Because I'm too blessed to be with one woman. Too blessed. There's too much in me to be with just one lady. Let's go. Let's get back in this.
Because what a lot of men, they play with women.
No, the men that you dealt with played with you. A real quality man is trying to build with women and have wives. The problem is you ladies never dealt with a real man. Real men don't play with women. We don't got no time to play games. You ladies are playing games with your time.
And know within not probably less than 30 days, but I'm going to go ahead and say between 30 to 90 days, if they want to be with a woman or not.
I know if I want to be with a woman the minute that I saw the woman. Do you understand me? The minute that I look at a woman, I already decided that that's a woman that I want to get with. Now, the only step now is to get to know her to see if she fit the goal that I'm trying to get to. You understand? It don't take 30 days. It don't take 90 days to figure that out. Do you understand? When you see a car, when you see a house, when you see clothes or shoes, do it take 30 to 90 days to figure out that you wanted that? No. For most of you, you look at it one time and you already decided to put the damn thing in your shopping cart and check out. Well, as brothers, when we see a woman that we really want to get with, we want to put her in our cart and check out. That's just the way it is. Let's go.
And you could tell by the way he's treating you. If he's not calling you the way he's supposed to, he's not planning dates, not taking you out, girl, he don't.
First of all, just because he's not calling you don't mean nothing. You understand? Maybe he's busy working and doing some other things. But the point is, you want a man to take you out on dates and you want a man to be up under you all day, giving you all this attention all day. And that's not happening. Just because the guys that you dealt with weren't really interested in you enough to do that, don't get mad at all these other guys. How could those guys plan dates and take you out when they didn't even have nothing coming in? Think about that. She was dealing with guys that were losers from the beginning, but now she's complaining. You understand? The problem, sister, is that you keep dealing with guys that are no good because you don't want a quality man.
Want you? He does not want you.
See? So she's dealing with guys that are in and out. She's dealing with guys that are players. She's dealing with guys that just pump and dump. That woman right there clearly have been in a lot of relationships, and it seemed like every guy she got with, she had sex with them, and then those guys bounce. Whose fault is that?
Okay, you're making sense. You're making sense.
She's not making no sense because she's the one making the choices to get with these guys.
Sade, last question. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Why would a guy be lucky to be with you? That's a funny one.
I feel a guy would be lucky to be with me because I have went through a lot in life.
No, oh no, I wouldn't want to be with you because you went through a lot in life. No, that's not going to make me want to get with you because you went through a lot. I don't want a woman that went through a lot. I want a woman that went through less. I don't want a woman that carry all of that baggage because that's going to be a problem for me now.
And it has allowed me to mature and grow from.
So it allowed you to mature and grow after all the drama. So you're telling me that we're lucky to get with you because you've been through a ringer of men and been through hell and hot waters and all of that drama that you went through. And now you're prepared to be a wife. And now I'm lucky to get with you. So this right here, brothers, literally tell you what you got to deal with. Women go through hell and hot waters before they learn how to be women. And then when they get to a certain age, all of a sudden now they want to find this quality guy. And we're going to be lucky to get with her, really.
The wild child that I once was.
See, she was the wild child. You are going to be lucky to get with her because she overcame being the wild child. So now she's the good girl now.
I came a very long way, and just knowing what I finally want in life.
What she finally won in life, which means she's been up and down, searching, going through hell and hot waters. Now she finally learned what she want in life. And even though she know what she want in life now, it's still bad because now she's superficial.
I feel like, because you can't give anything to anybody else without knowing what you want in life. And it really just helps you decide what man you will want to be with, knowing that if you're going to play with them or not.
See, if you're going to play with them or not, which means that's what she's been doing her whole life, playing games. Brothers, this lady cannot give you anything in return because she still don't know what she want, fam. Again, don't just look at the outer appearance. Most of you brothers may feel she trash. Some of you brothers might feel she's attractive. It doesn't really matter what the case is. Us men got to look at women for who they really are. And based on what I'm seeing, this is not the kind of woman you want to get with. Based off of the way she's talking, she's not going to be good to be a wife. She's not going to be fit. She's not going to cater to you. She's not going to do none of that stuff. She's going to be insecure. She's going to judge you based on her previous relationships. And it's going to be a headache and a problem, brothers. You don't want this in your life.
Okay. You came in hot, Sade, but there were certain things you said I actually agree with. So you definitely are. I'm an outspoken person, so I always love to meet other outspoken people. You're very direct, and you know what you desire. So let's put it out there. She's in New York. The guy got to be in New York. 30 years old. She'll date 28 to 36. An Aquarius. She has no kids. A strong no kids for her. So we can't have one kid, right?
No kids at all.
Okay. Do you want kids yourself one day?
Eventually, yes. It has to
That's not gonna happen, fam.
be with the right men. Like
She said it's gotta be with the right man. Ain't no right man coming along.
I said, I grew up watching my sisters and cousins and nieces having kids very young as teenagers and just going through complete hell with their baby fathers. And one thing about me is I learn from example, and that's something that
If you learn from those examples, you wouldn't have been out there fooling around with all these different guys. So you never learned. You were basically doing the same thing, and I know you weren't using protection.
don't want to deal with at all.
Brothers, again, this is not the kind of woman you want to deal with. If you have a kid with this woman, you're in trouble.
Okay. And she's an NA at the hospital and also a singer. Give them your IG name. Hello?
My IG name is
Yes.
The Essence of Royalty.
The Essence of Royalty. TheEssence and The Essence of Royalty. All right, Sada, it was nice talking to you.
Bye. Thank
You're
you.
welcome. Bye, sweetheart. Just tonight.
Brothers, I'm telling you, you got to learn your lesson. She's 30 and the kind of woman you don't want. It's Black Male Advice TV, fam. Best channel on YouTube. Make sure you get the likes up on the video, fam. Black Male Advice TV. Best reactionary channel on YouTube, hands down. Appreciate everybody coming out this morning. It is what it is. She's 30 and the kind of woman you don't want. Take notes, brothers. Understand the game. All of you ladies out there, you better take advice from Black Male Advice TV and learn. This is not the kind of woman you want to be, because you're going to end up being single for the rest of your lives. Anyway, y'all, catch you all in the next video. It's Black Male Advice TV. Catch you in the next video. I'm out, fam. Peace.
If you like our content, consider supporting via Cash App at $Ringo TV Raw. Become a patron on patreon.com for exclusive video content not shown on YouTube. You could also support through PayPal at paypal.me/Ringo TV Raw. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified of new content. Follow me on Instagram at Ringo TV Raw.
This is Black Male Advice TV, the only channel on YouTube bringing you the truth 100% raw and uncut. I'm out. Peace.